Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a minute and touch base with all of you. This week you'll be doing your peer edit on your literary analysis paper, and you know the drill. You guys have done this a number of times now, so we'll go the same way that we normally do. A couple things I wanted to touch base on though. A number of you on that last paper either didn't get credit or got highly diminished credit because you didn't meet minimum requirements or didn't follow the prescribed format, okay? So as you go into the final draft of the literary analysis paper, which is really, really specific, like as far as formatting, I wanna make sure that you're really paying attention. When I give you the requirements for a paper or here's the format for the paper, it's not a suggestion, it's a requirement. So it's really important. This is as much as it is a writing process and a rhetorical process, it's also a process on how to take a project, follow the directions, and create the project that is required. So it's really, really important that if I say that you need to cite 6 sources, that you cite at least 6 sources. If I say that it needs to be in 7 different paragraphs, that it's in 7 different paragraphs. I know for this one, you have your introduction. I ask that you label that. You have your biographical sketch. I ask that you label that, so on and so forth. So before you turn in a final draft of a paper, I really suggest that you go over that initial assignment one more time that describes what you're, here's what you're supposed to do, here's what you're supposed to have, here's what should be included, here's the format. Just look at it one more time and make sure that the paper that you're submitting meets all of those things. Now, on the other side of that, as I noted to those of you who had trouble with it, and so I want to make sure that everybody knows this. Everyone in class gets to rewrite one paper at the end of the course, okay? This would be a paper but you had to have turned in the paper, all right? So if you didn't like the grade you got on your narrative, you could rewrite that. If you didn't like the grade that you got on your persuasive paper, you could rewrite that. And you don't have to start from scratch. It's like you create another draft that does everything that it needs to do. And then the grade that you get on that rewrite will completely replace the grade that you got before. So one rewrite, those are due the last week of class. I really would rather you don't turn them in until then, because who knows, maybe you didn't like the C you got on your narrative, but then maybe something really goes wrong in another paper and you decide you want to do that one. Plus, it's easier for me to keep track of all of them all at once. So I think one student has already sent me one. I'm going to try and keep track of that, but I wouldn't mind having that student resend that the last week of class just to make sure. Let's see what else. Okay, and we are going to kind of shift gears a little bit. This week you'll peer edit and you'll do the final draft of your paper. But I'm not going to have you write anything. Well, you'll do a short response, but we're going to go a slightly different direction to prep for the last couple of weeks of class. There'll be 2 more assignments that we do. One of them is going to be an analysis of an issue, and the other one is going to be a rhetorical analysis of a document, of an essay. And I haven't decided which essay to do yet. This is actually a new requirement for Comp 106. And I'm going to make that your final. But your final is not just going to be something that you suddenly do, like we'll work up to it those last 2 weeks and hopefully even have time to peer edit that so you can get some feedback on the final before it's turned in. So to prepare for the analysis and the things that you're going to do for these last 2 weeks, I'm going to have a document attached today. It'll be a PDF of a couple of chapters from another textbook. I didn't want you to buy a second textbook, clearly, but I've scanned a couple of chapters that I think do a nice job talking about the kind of things that you're going to be expected to do as you go forward and finish up the class. It's hard to believe we only have like 5 weeks left of actual coursework. So I will have that. That'll be in today's folder. And I want you to really spend some time with it. It is a reading assignment. It's 3 chapters, but the first 2 are really short. So spend some time with that. I'll have a couple of questions just so I can see that you actually read the chapters and the kind of verbiage when they talk about the different kinds of analysis, things like that, that in the assignments that we go forward with, we'll kind of reflect back, and these readings will help you with those. So other than that, I'm excited to read your literary analysis papers. It reminds me of back in my days of being a lit teacher, so this is kind of fun for me. And again, as usual, don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions at all. happy to email back and forth with you or have like a Zoom or Skype meeting or phone meeting, whatever you need. So please let me know. I know that the last couple of weeks of a semester can get a little crazy, but hopefully, just keep logging in, staying balanced, make sure that you read the assignments, look very carefully at what the requirements are, and let me know if you have questions. So thanks so much and have a great week.